Welcome back, everybody. I'll be right with you. Stuck in traffic, making coffee. Oh, baby. We're back. Let's just see if everything's working. I'm peeking on the microphone. Welcome back, everybody. It is 8 o'clock on the 9th of June. That would be a Monday. We're in week 2 already. Can you feel the time just bleeding away? It's a crazy time. Let me just double check my overview here. It all looks a bit weird. So first of all, hello everybody, Fernicar, welcome. Thanks for joining Battle Cruiser Operational. Hello Zeus194, glad you could make it. Hello Full Dive Media, I'm great. I hope you're all doing good today. Hello Kirk, Curtis, so good to see you, all of you regulars. Apollonia, welcome. So yeah, I just need to see my stats here, there we go. So then, starting the week as we mean to go on. I got some super cool stuff. First of all, Remember the VidGen companion? Look how smooth this one is. That's probably the best gen I've had out of that training model I made, yeah? That is super cool. We got the VHS, we got the noise, we got the interpolation, upscaling, the whole shebang. And like I said, this is going to be one of the clips. We're going to put together a little thing tonight. But as usual, we're going to front load the show with comfy. So get comfy, grab yourself a drink, and for the next couple of hours, we're going to be taking a little ride through the creative journey that is context. Because like I say, I put together a thing for everybody, and let's not forget, I'll get ahead of myself sometimes. So, there is a join link in the description. You click on it and join us. You know it makes sense. Do it now. For now, what I'm going to do is give you a little rundown on my last 24 hours. It's not even that. It's probably like out of it. It's probably like 4 hours of my last 24 hours. I've been a very busy boy. But like I say, as I scroll up, this is where we left it yesterday on the show. We had a VEO3 boilerplate Node.js, and we took a look at that yesterday. We put together a little open source thingy jibbery thing. So let's just take a look at that real quick, just in case you missed it. And like I said, we got quite a bit of attention on X, actually. It doesn't really equate to much, but a lot of people saw it. I mean, anyway, let me just see now. If I go to my GitHub, that's github.com/mushroomfleet. From the annals of time, it rose again. And as you can see here, what we have is a whole bunch of new stuff. And what I did was I did full open source community research. So that means everything is here. Now, I'm not going to like go over every single little bit, but we are going to like take a light dive into what this is. So remember yesterday I was like, we've made prompt agents for every single video model out there. So I thought, well, VEO3 is the bomb, so let's do it. So I did the exact same thing that I always do. We take over the world. So here we have the VEO3 prompt examples. Now this was collated by myself from as many resources I could find that were trustworthy. There are actually some really famous people like FOFR on X, who you might remember or know. Lots of people have contributed without knowing because they published the things and then I've set them all up. And I've turned all of these prompts into this document. It's a good explanation of all the examples. Now, this isn't like the best. This is version 1, right? We're going to make it better, but it does work, and it does work really well. It uses the 10 prompt structure or something. So these are just the examples. Let me show you the actual assistant prompt. So check this out. The VEO3 10 category framework. I actually raided the official documents from Google for this. This is the most up-to-date, accurate information which we've then put through Sonnet 4 in the same way that I do every time, Pinky. And like I say, everything's there. Okay, everything's there. And what you can do is you can copy this into your system prompt. I recommend trying it out with Quen. I recommend trying it out with Gemini. I recommend trying it out with everything. It's been tested heavily on Sonnet 4 and it does a great job. But one thing that might be striking is that it actually outputs in Markdown, and in the middle is your prompt in quotes. Some people, I even got confused about that. So there is like a normal prompt in there, but it tells you all the justification, all the thoughts and everything. It's really cool. And like I said, the system agent just gives you a prompt back. So if you use this system prompt, say enhance my prompt, and then type a prompt in for VEO, off it goes. It'll do exactly that. And like I say, we actually posted this one up because this was our boilerplate Node.js, right? I think that's even going back further a little bit. Hold up. Yeah, VEO3 FOUL API. So you can set up your own web UI custom on your computer, and then you can just run the API from that. That was what it was, right? So And I was like, boilerplate, take it, do stuff, cool, build cool things. Okay. And like I say, was it this one? Or was it a different one? Let's have a look and see. You can never tell with X. So this one got 60,000 views. I was like, what? And they're like, you can reach 100k more users by paying. I was like, normally I get like a few hundred. But I put the post here. This is the prompt I used. That was just a sort of version of the prompt that they gave out on the API, the example. So I've just recreated their prompt there. But the boilerplate seems to have been quite popular. So you never know. Maybe you'll see a bunch of clones popping up, which have got credits added to them. Anyway, ooh, it's available on Leonardo. Anyway, let's get back to my thing. So like I said, a lot of things happened, and I want to show you them. So here it is. Oh yeah, Hideo Kojima, guys, Hideo Kojima. So this is my, check this out. Hang on, can I hear it?
We're alive all along. All along.
This is my...
Don't they understand? Ah! The prompts were alive all along. All along.
The prompts are alive all
Don't they
along.
understand?
Okay, and I said, this is the system prompt, and I used it with one of my Claudes. So let's show you. As we can see here, I don't know why I'm being invaded by a bunch of news. It's kind of unfortunate. So yeah, VEO3 prompt agent. As you can see, I've put the full markdown as is on the GitHub. So like I said, you copy the GitHub from the repo, or just take the system prompt, just that one. Take that system prompt, copy it in full in as your system prompt. And then here we have it. I said, help me enhance my prompt. A man slams his coffee cup down, spilling coffee everywhere. Then the camera zooms out and he says, don't they understand, in frustration. Then we cut to a reverse shot of the same man who looks directly at the camera and says, the prompts were alive all along. He turns to look away. And we cut to a third shot with this extreme close-up of the person's face where they look deep into the camera and say, all along.
The prompts were alive all along. All along.
Okay? And it kind of followed it. And so what I did was I used the prompt angel, which is what we're going to look at in a minute. That's the thing I'm like slowly introducing to you guys, because I wanted to show you that basically it all started with me making a system prompt. I made the system prompt, and it worked, and I was happy with it. And I went, let's go deeper. And then we end up with Prompt Angel, or VEO3 Angel, okay? And like I said, this is what it looks like. It's got a Windows installer. It's written in Node.js with Electron. It uses the Anthropic API, and it's a desktop client which enhances prompts specifically for VEO3. Also, when you hit this checkbox, it uses a file which is in the assets folder of the installation, which contains prompts. So that means you can actually fine-tune the app without needing to update it. So if you change the text in that file and click that checkbox, it's acting like a pseudo RAG for the thing. So if you have like a super duper collection of VEO3 prompts and you want them to be more like that rather than this MD format, it does give a proper prompt in here, but sometimes it's like, oh, it only gave us MD. And also if you actually copy this in like this, it still works, which is something I found out. Because as you can see here, I've used an MD file prompt. Look, see this? The prompt is actually in MD format, right? First shot, don't they understand? Second shot, the prompts were alive all along. Third shot, all along, right? Ready? Check it out.
Don't they understand? The prompts were alive all along. All along.
It even got the close-up third shot. Check it. Reverse, or not a reverse, but the last close-up. So you can actually do 3 shots. Do you see what I mean? A lot of people are doing 2 shots or like a zoom in to a shot, but I didn't see anyone doing 3 shots. And the funny thing is, this is like total, this is LLM, this is an LLM dose. So you know, it's not really like clip models. It's got an LLM clip model, or, you know, an LLM is in between. So obviously if you give him like a markdown, he completely understands that. He's like, oh yeah, I love how amazing this is. It's so clean. But the funny, you'd think you have to literally type the words like a prompt, like a normal prompt, you know, like a well-written prompt. I've seen people, you know, giving out. I think it can do both, though. I think it can do natural language processing and this. So what it'll do is it'll actually make a good prompt that is this, or it includes this. The 2025 meme got an upgrade. But yeah, so anyway, we continue, right? We're going to take a look at the app as well. I'm going to install it and show it to you because it's kind of cool. It's the first time I've built Anthropic API into a desktop Windows app, and I've got so many ideas for what else we can do with that. I actually think Spittoon is now possible, but what I want to do is I want to see if we can make this run on Ollama or an Open Web UI, because that will make it able to use more LLMs in the cloud and local models, which makes it free. So I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to do two things. I'll demo how it is now and how it's working, and then what I'll do is I'll open up the VS Code and we'll try and make it work with Open Web UI, not Open Web UI, Open Router, so that you can do, you know, ChatGPT, you can do all the different models, right? But the ultimate end goal is to see if we can get it working with the local Ollama. And then that's like the back end sorted, in my opinion, right? That would be a good version 2 upgrade for this. The next thing, of course, is to make it so that we can switch the system prompt to other video models, and then the tool becomes able to do prompt assistance for WAN, Hunyuan, LTXV. We've already got the code, so, and like I said, it works well. But anyway, here's an example of an output. We're going to play the video.
Even time itself trips up sometimes.
Wait for it.
You know what's funny about Scuffed Epic? Even time itself trips up sometimes.
The funny thing is, all I asked for in my prompt enhancer was, tell me a joke about Scuffed Epoch. That's what I said. I said, tell me a joke about Scuffed Epoch. And he goes, a cinematic sequence in slow motion captures a well-dressed man in his 30s wearing a charcoal suit and a white shirt, suspended in a limitless black void. I think I might have said he's falling in an abyss. I think I might have said that much, actually, to be fair. But yeah, so anyway, he gives me all this stuff. But the joke was made up. You know what's funny about Scuffed Epoch? Even time itself trips up sometimes. I was like, what? Okay. All right. And then it brings up Epoch at the end. It's such a cool sequence. And I gave a alternate. There's an alternate.
You know what's funny about Scuffed Epoch? Even time itself trips up sometimes.
He does a backflip into himself.
You know what's
he does a
funny about
backflip
Scuffed
and then flips.
Even time itself
It's so
trips up
cool.
sometimes.
Look. Awesome. So anyway, like I said, this is all very well and good. So there's a one on the a demonstration which it says a cat playing with a ball, and then I used the enhancer and that became close-up cinematic shot of adorable orange tabby cat with bright green eyes playfully batting at a colourful yarn ball in a cozy living room setting. The camera starts with a wide shot, slowly dollies in to capture the cat's focused expression in quick paw movements. Warm afternoon sunlight streams through nearby windows, creating a soft shadows and highlighting the cat's fur texture. The scene features a warm colour palette of oranges, creams and soft browns. The audio includes gentle purring, the soft sound of paws on carpet, and the peaceful ambient room tone shot in a heartwarming, family-friendly style with a shallow depth of field to keep the focus on the cat's playful interaction. Blimey, that was a long one. It's like going up a flight of stairs. So anyway, that's cool. And then I highlighted the Flux Context Pro educational mini site that we built, and then highlighted the Captioneer is now on GitHub.io, and then I linked the Angel, which is what we're going to look at next. But like I said, I must stress, like I say, if you're not interested in the Angel, just use the system prompt from the other repo, because this is running the same thing. It's just a bit more powerful, you know, because it's like built for purpose. It does one thing. So yeah, let's check it out. So obviously we're going to get the source in a minute, but let's just get the installer first, because I want to like run through it. I haven't even used it on this machine, so it'll be interesting. The tricky bit will be putting my API key in without leaking it online again, as usual. Okay, he's probably having a, you know, Windows is probably like, oh, I'm not sure about this file, Mr. Stark. But let's just go for it. So we install for me. It's going to go into programs. And we're not going to run it though, because I find that it will immediately crash or get stuck, because it expects you to have put your .env file in the right place, and it'll, because it's all API based, it like, I need to create a fallback basically. But that's okay. The instructions tell you what to do, so I'm not like worried. But yeah, like I say, these are things that we can address today, because like I said, with a fully implemented backend, which you could choose from different providers rather than just baking it into Anthropic, that gives you the ability to have a system where a user can enter their API key and it'll, you know, do it on its own. It should really be part of the first run, but I don't know how to do that yet with this whole vibe coding thing. But yeah, or just give it like a fallback, so at least it won't crash when it starts. It's like, these are like little things. I was just surprised everything works so well. So, like I said, it will put it into program. No, it's not that. It's gone into users. It's weird. Users app data. If I can ever find it. App data. Is it local programs? Oh my god. There. Programs. VEO3 Angel. Okay, right. Now I got to make myself a key thing. So while I'm doing that, how about you guys check out my sizzle reel or whatever. Where is it? No, that's the new album. Hold up. I had this ready. Wait, is it already in here? That's dangerous. Oh, okay, that's something else. Right, so how about we make a new window? And we can get rid of that. And what's this? No, we can get rid of that. Ha 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 ha. Okay, I need to go to my outputs folder. Where's my freaking keyboard? My keyboard's gone walkies. It's probably in my bag. Right, so let me see. Let me just remember this. I can do Control-Alt-3. Hey, hey, hey. It still works even without the hotkeys. Okay, so, well, with the hotkeys, whatever. It probably doesn't make no sense. What's he on about? It's just another app that we made earlier for opening many folders. Dun, 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 dun. Hotkey folder manager, also available on GitHub. Okay. So I'm looking for VidGen, Companion, DJC Drift. Here we go. Right, sort by type. This should have been already done, guys. Something went wrong. I just got to grab the videos and chuck them into this screen thing. So these are all ready to go, and we're going to do something cool with them. Hopefully tonight. Okay. And then that gives me... I need a window. Can I get a window? Excuse me. I will just yoink that. And I will just... No, yeah, we'll stay here. So yeah, basically these are all of the outputs which were either not too bad or the best. And this is like all of the different LoRa's we've trained in the last week. So yeah, we did this FPV sparring one, which was pretty cool. Anthropic. I need to get to my command center. Anthropic, let me in. I'm just getting the ENV data, basically, guys. This has been, I've used my interpolation trick to try and slow it down a bit, so it was even faster before. We've got our noise over time, VHS effects, upscaling and interpolation, 60 FPS, but it slows it down by about 25% in the process. All I did was prompt like Spider-Man on a rooftop, frog in an alleyway, you know, using the brawling or the sparring model that we did. And then there was the various rollerblading videos that came. Some of these are like, I kept the ones that are ridiculous, like the physics breaking tricks. I've kept some of them. Some of them actually look pretty legit. Others look extremely fake. Whoa. What was that? I'm getting distracted now. I need to concentrate on what we're doing over here. I'm getting the next thing ready for you guys. Come on, I need another API key, Anthropic. That's what you're good for. What are we going to call it? We're going to call it VEO3 Angel 2. And it's going to be default workspace. Copy that key. Copy that key. Put that there. And then I need to go to the actual repo. Hope you're all having a good time. Like I say, we're just going through some of the renders that we've actually processed. Like I say. Oh yeah, that was pretty sick. Some of them actually are pretty convincing. It's like, what it has is it has problems with temporal consistency. So the speed slows up, you know, it speeds up and slows down. Oh, these ones were good. Gunsai. Yeah, let's get some Toog. I love how sometimes the car doesn't seem to turn, but the world seems to bend instead. That's new. You know, like the world is warping and the car just somehow sticks on the road. Don't worry about it. So obviously we're trying to target retro looks here. We're going for that analog, cheap camera look, which I think AI is like really good at, but it's hard to pull off actually. You can tell this is like not, you know, because look at it. But sometimes for a second, if it was like, just take a short clip and put it in a thumbnail, you couldn't tell. It's very realistic. It's only because you can see it in full screen. And the fact is, most people consume their media on a phone with a thumbnail. And it's often not an expensive phone. So they probably won't tell the difference. But that was good until there was a car in reverse there. I remember that one. That's going to be a great shot when we turn into reverse. We're going to do that one in reverse. I think you've seen that one before. I just didn't process it. Oh yeah, reverse Giriftu, everyone. It's a thing. And back to the start. This first one is the best one now. Kind of actually looks like it could be a game, but like a really buggy game with bad physics. Oh my god. Some of these are pretty good. Like I say, I'll probably like trim out the most hallucinatory bits and then just loop it to some music. Probably going to shove a load of these in there as well for the fun of it. What is even going on here? I love it. Okay. So I'm just copying the example of the config file, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Where the hell's the example of the config file? Is it in the files? No. That's not very helpful. Oh, that's all you have to do? Okay, right, 2 secs. So if I go to that folder I was in, where is it? Yeah. And we're going to create a new file called .env. Yeah. And then let's see if we can... Doxing ready? No, not doc. You know what I mean? Like, because you open the notepad, it could open anywhere. All right. Okay, save that. Close that. Close that. And there's probably like just secrets hidden everywhere. There's not really much I can do about it. Cannot find the path. Oh no, I'm getting stuck in a notepad loop. Go away. All right, cool. We've done it. So let's try and open it, I guess. Let me just double check that the assets are there, because we had a problem where that there is the prompt examples file. That right there can be changed. That's how you can augment the app, by changing the prompts in the prompt list. Obviously, it'll change how it the formatting, style, everything. And there's also the system prompt there as well, so you could even edit the system prompt. This is why I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, doesn't that mean I could just fill the folder with different system prompts for different models and like different prompt examples, and then it's like, it's just, there you go, that's all, and then the app will just work for... Yes, that's what it does mean. But you have to start somewhere, don't you? So let's just put these guys up in the corner. Right, so let's run the program. This is where it all crashes because I got like a different version of Node. So I had to click allow on the firewall, yeah. But here it is. There's the VEO3 Angel. Right, so this obviously costs whatever Sonnet credits, you know what I mean? Like you have an API with Anthropic. The details are in the README file for this tool. So just to give you a quick rundown, it's really easy. You clone the project, and then you do npm install. You copy the... Wait, I don't think there is an env example. Well, anyway, you make a .env file containing that with your key here, and then you do npm start. And obviously that's how you'd run the source. Yeah? So you can actually develop this if you want into whatever you want by just doing stuff and then building it into a new app. That's why I said fork my code. But, if you just want to install it, there is an initial release here, which is where you get the installer, and then you can just run it. But I do have plans to make this better. It might be that there'll be a new repo that has more features, more support for different models. But at the moment, what I want to do is I just want to make it run on... I'd like to do OpenRouter. I feel like it might be easy to do. I think I've got a little trick I want to try, which is literally just asking for it. It's not really a trick. Because the thing is, to get the Anthropic AI, I just asked for it because I figure... I bet they trained Claude how to make Anthropic API integration. And they did. So he knows how to do that. I don't know if he really knows how to do OpenRouter out the box. It might be we need to give him an MD file or something. And then obviously stretch goal, try and get it running with Olana. And the reason I'm spending so much time on this now is because this becomes my mutation blueprint for the Spittoon client, which I hope to expose the narrative inversion stuff so that we can do all the story writing. Because when I think about it, if you have this setup and it has the ability to do OpenRouter and Olana, that means you can either pay for whatever model you want or you can use it locally for free. And that's like a big thing for me. I really want that. And then also it means that it's not just a prompt enhancer. You see what I mean? It can be, we can retool it into writing the pages. And so then you could have some kind of like manager for the narrative buckets and things like that. So I think that's going to be the sort of next direction. But before I even start that, I want to see if we can get this local and open router integration. It's nice to have, you know, Claude integration, but I know not everybody uses that. You see what I mean? So, but anyway, here he is. You got two views, detailed and basic. Doesn't really look much different right now, but it will do when we've done one. So how about we give it a prompt? How about I say, Link from Legend of Zelda is jumping off a cliff. In the distance, there is a castle. The camera FOV scales with the zoom to reveal an epic, what's it called? Epic landscape ahead of Link as he glides toward the castle. I mean, I haven't even asked it to say anything, okay? But you don't have to. You can, like, say no audio when you generate video if you want. It's actually cheaper that way. It's like it's like 50 cents a second. Yeah, the local writing tool's going to be fun, Full Dive. Now I know this works, you know. And the nice thing about it is because... Oh, wait, no, this isn't in dev mode. When it's in dev mode, you can actually see everything that's being passed back and forth in the VS Code console. So if you really want to, like, understand how all this works and stuff, this is a great little project to teach yourself. So as you can see here, 10 category analysis. Scene description, a heroic action sequence featuring Link performing a dramatic cliff jump and glide toward a distant castle, emphasizing scale and adventure. Yup. Camera movement, dynamic field of view adjustment during zoom out, starting close on Link, then expanding to reveal vast landscape. Camera follows Link's trajectory while maintaining castle in the frame. Background setting, epic fantasy landscape with a dramatic cliff face, vast open terrain, a majestic castle serving as a focal point in the distance. Likely includes fantasy elements like floating islands or mystic landmarks. Audio cue, suggested whooshing wind sounds, cloth flapping from glider, and potentially an orchestral score, building up intensity. Damn, I'm going to leave the audio on. Dialogue background. No dialogue specified, but could include Link's characteristic adventure sounds or grunts. Does anybody know what that means? I've played Zelda, but I don't remember that. Anyway, maybe he makes little noises, I forget. Fantasy adventure game aesthetic, mixing realistic landscapes with stylized character design reminiscent of the Legend of Zelda series. Main subject Link, the protagonist from Legend of Zelda, wearing his iconic green tunic and using his paraglider equipment. Lighting mood, epic adventure lighting with potential for golden hour warmth or dramatic cloud formations to enhance the sense of scale and adventure. Color palette, fantasy-inspired natural tones, deep greens of Link's tunic, earth tones for cliff faces, blue sky, golden grey stone castle with a possible magic... I think we get... yeah. But how does that actually come out? So, as you can see, this is the explanation that helps you understand how it did it. But if I just go like this, actually, it's just what's in the quotes. And the nice thing about this, it gives you some extra bits and pieces. It's like, oh, I did this technical, and then it says, oh, we could do this, we could do that. Do you want to add weather? Do you want to add magical effects? Because he's trying to help. And what I actually want to do is maybe, like, you know, get buttons or something to be able to exploit this. Because at the moment, I can't get at that. All you can do is do another prompt. But I suppose I could just copy... yeah, we should probably try it. But I want to take this first. So we'll get the prompt. And let's see. I don't know. I think VEO might be maxed out already. Let me check. Oh yeah, we got something else cool to look at which you didn't expect too. I got Gemini diffusion to show off. So I'm clapped until 11 PM. Let me see if I can get Flow open. I bet it won't work. I bet they're like, nah, mate, you're capped still. New project. Ultra? And they cap you? How dare you? Go on. Are they going to cap me? Come on, you need the big boy subscription. Yeah, they're doing it. Okay. I was going to say, wouldn't that be crazy? You paid $250 a month and they cap you out till 10 p.m. Like, come on, man. But yeah, while it's making this one... Oh no! I included a bunch of nonsense. Nuts. It didn't... Right, that's my fault. I copied everything. God knows. Yeah, so my intention is that you just use the bit in quotes. That's what I tested for. But hey, we'll get to see what it does. So yeah, let's do another one. Being super cheeky. The way I see it, it's brilliant. They brought out this thing. Imagine paying $250 a month and then you're capped to 83 videos a month and 8 videos a day. That's amazing, isn't it? It's just like you're on token rations, son. You want that Gemini Ultra? Oh, please, sir, can we have some more? So yeah, I'm capped out on Gemini till 10 p.m. But if you've got Flow with the Ultra sub, then you can get a couple more out of it, looks like. So what we're doing is we're testing the new VEO Angel, VEO3 Angel, which is a desktop client. It runs on Anthropic, and you put your key in a .env file next to the exe, like so. There it is. Click on it. Should we have a look at my key? Anyway. And yeah, you put in your, like, you know, sort of lazy, partially engaged with the task prompt, and then it will turn it into something crazy, which uses the 10 category analysis approach, which is recommended by the authors of VEO. So yeah. Also, if you click the cog, you can export your session, which will save everything as an MD file. And then you can also click the save button here, and it will just save this singular prompt as a text file. So you can do all of that. It has random examples, which are taken from the MD file. And just to go over that again, this is an extendable, augmentable client. So if you go into where you've installed it, if you go into the resources folder and then the assets folder, you'll notice there is a prompt examples.md, which contains examples for VEO3, which I collected from places that showed their results, you know. And then also the VEO3 assistant prompt, which is distilled from the guidance on VEO3 and a couple of like help articles from companies that are running APIs. So what that means is you can actually augment this, you can change this. So if there's instructions in here you don't like maybe you don't want it to output in MD format, because a lot of people don't want that. You can add and remove programming. Also, it's actually quicker to just make this just a prompt list. If you make this just a prompt list, it will just give you prompts back, and this is one of the things I'll be doing in the future to augment it. But for now, you can just edit the contents of the file. It's easy enough. I think the very fact that it is an MD file and it's marked up makes it mark up the responses. That's my feeling. But it doesn't really matter, because like I say, at the moment, if you say use example prompts for inspiration, that will load data from that file. It's like a cheap man's RAG. It's not really a graph or anything, but it will read the data and use that, you know. Same with the guidance. It's like that's the system prompt, basically. The other file is the system prompt that's being used with this app. Other than that, that's all it is. So I could say, haha, a cat with a red hat is holding up a bank. Oh wait, a cat? No, wearing a mask. Wearing a mask. That's even better. Is holding up a bank at gunpoint. He says, stick 'em up. No. This is a sticker. This is a sticker. Money in the bag. Wait a minute. Cut to wide shot. Where the cat says, money all your life. Even better. Money all your life. Echoing in the large bank room. Oh man, that's terrible. So anyway, enhance. My prompt's terrible. Help. Please, help me. Help me, VO Angel. Let's see if it can do it. It'd be like, you have no credits. I can't help you until you pay. And that's why we need to get it running on Olama. Because I think that Quen 3 is all you need. But we'll get there. Maybe. So here we go. Comedic bank robbery scene. Blah, 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 blah. So this is all of the stuff to understand why it writes the prompt that it writes. But you can just turn that off. And we can just grab this bit. Now, as I know, it's going to copy the whole thing. So let me just trim off the tops and bottoms. So yeah, let's save it. Because I think if I just copy this bit here, it copies the whole thing. Because it's clever. Let's go to flow. Oh, we got some video, guys. Yeah, it copied the whole thing again. It's just a behavior of the type of field that I'm using, I think. It's supposed to make it easy to copy the whole thing in one button, but it means you can't copy even a little piece of it. I didn't know that. Okay, so we're going to be VEO3 again. Let's see if they'll let us do one more. It can only say no, right? So let's have a look at this one. So this is me putting the entire MD prompt in there from the enhancer without stripping out. You can see here, look, I'll help transform this into a VEO3 prompt. It's a great way to start. But as you can see, that's winning, guys. This is the model. I don't care. Like, this is what all open source models are going to aim for. Check that out, man. It's exactly what I asked for, guys. Exactly. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I actually screwed the prompt up as well. Okay, let's... I didn't actually rate the upscales, but I'm going to get the original, and then we're going to do one, because they are free. They don't charge you to upscale. And I think I know why. It's not very good. So let's just stop that now. Stop that, stop that. Now, if we take this one I actually trimmed it. I trimmed it. Same prompt, but I actually trimmed it off. It's a little bit better. It's the same, but it's just a little bit better. Damn, that looks like it's straight out of the game. Is that gameplay? Is that... Has anybody here played The Last Zelda? Because I haven't. Is this like a cutscene, or is it just CGI? I bet they're like, he doesn't even have a parachute. True. This is the Just Cause Zelda crossover we've all been waiting for. Okay. I'm going to take that. And then also upscale that. And then we're waiting on the last one. Okay. What do you think? I'm pretty impressed with VEO, guys. That's why I thought the prompt enhancer was a natural next step. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like, you know, we've done all of these things before in the past. But I thought I'd take it to its logical extreme and turn it into a proper, dedicated desktop client. And this is like a big step for me, because I've never done that. And I've always been on about, because I actually want to put the LLM in the program in ways that I can't really describe in normal terms. If it sounds cursed, it probably is. But I think it'll work. And I think it'll work really well. But then, you know, we did invent the zero code distribution, you know, foundation or whatever. So what are we going to do, right? What are we going to do next? But yeah, so like I said, we're going to check out our bank heist in a minute. But yeah, what I want to do for the next however long, that's what tonight's show's all about, is seeing if we can add back-end functionality to this without breaking it. That's the main thing, without breaking it. Wait, what's going on? So it didn't actually, it didn't add a thing for the upscale. It just sent them. Okay, so what's this upscale look like then? Oh no! Oh no! What happened? What? Wait, what? Huh? What? Oi, 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 oi! That album doesn't come out till Sunday. I'll copyright myself. Okay, right. Let's just delete all of those. Oh, nice. Our bank robbery's ready. Right. So look at this. That upscale is cooked, guys. I can see why it's free. Yikes. Yo. Oh, no. It's terrible. It actually looked better. It looked better in SD. So I've still got the edge on video upscaling then. I don't know how I've managed that. How did I manage that? They don't even feel comfortable charging for it. Whoa! Whoa! Hang on a minute. Rewind that. Here we go.
This is a stick-up. Money or your life.
Wait a minute. He works at the bank though. This is a new twist on the bank heist.
Money or your life.
He's the manager. It's a new twist on the bank heist, where the manager actually robs everyone just in broad daylight. What are you going to do about it? Okay, we'll download this one. So yeah, these two were great, like I said. So yeah, anyway, there it is. I don't know what else to say. Like I say, if you don't like the prompts, you can change them by altering the system prompt and or the prompts that it's based on. But this is a solid system, I think. So could it be better? Yeah, it could be better. But what couldn't be better, you know? I figure it is solid proof of concept. It's got everything that you would need, really. I mean, should we do a random example? Try a random example. ASMR creator typing on noisy keyboard, then looking up and blowing into the microphone as she talks. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Opera singer singing on stage. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. A fat lady. Opera singer. I'll say majestic. Majestic fat lady opera singer singing on stage. That's cool. Enhance that. I want one. I'm collecting Pepes tonight. This one's a rare one. See, I could use that all the time. That's how you know the show's over, because the fat lady will come out and sing. Yeah, the manager is the bank robber. Well, technically he gets away with stealing more every year. No VAE. Yeah, it could be. It looks to me like they used a Aurelia Sargan upscaler or some API process of some kind. That's what it looked like to me. Like the contrast is huge and everything's turned into like orange peel. Oh, we've done it. We've got our prompt, ladies and gents. I'm going to save it. And remember, you can just save the entire session as an MD file. Oh, what's that? So that means after you've done a session, you could use that as your, you know, if you had good results, you could add them all to the prompt examples. That was the intention. So then you have like a compendium. That's how we did it in the past, see? But yeah, so if I just copy this, obviously it's going to copy the whole thing. Get back to flow. Oh no! What happened to flow? Oh, it's alright, it's alright. For a minute there I thought I'd been like kicked out. Oi, Johnson, stealing credits. Didn't you know there's a shortage on? There's a great token ration of summer 2025. Okay. I've downloaded all these, I think. Inside a grand lobby. See, I said bank room. It's like grand marble-clad bank lobby. Yeah, I think he had the best words. Oh, that's a secret noise, that is. Oh, okay, yeah, very cool, very cool. All right, so let me see now. We're waiting for our diva. A magnificent plus-size opera diva performs a passionate aria on a grand classical stage. Her voluminous emerald green silk gown with intricate gold. Yep, sounds about right, doesn't it? I think that fits. It's good. It's good. So I didn't expect to be doing so much VEO3, but, you know, I got to show you somehow. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we made a prompt enhancer. Yeah, cool. How does it work? So that's what we've done. We've covered all that. You understand how it works. It's super easy. You just put Anthropic code in file, Anthropic key in file, prompt enhanced. Use this one. Da-da, done. If you want to learn about how it justifies making it, it's using the 10 category analysis method, which is literally documented on the Google Gemini, Google VO. It's in the documentation. I just copy-pasted the entire page and then got him to extract and distill when creating the system prompt, which again is in the resources assets folder of the app. So you can change the system prompt if you want. You can add to or remove from or reformat the examples. The app needs these files to be named exactly this at the moment because it's literally like first stable release. But I've got a lot of ideas for what I can do with this and other ideas for what this could also be. I don't want to expand too much on it because I do want to release my idea first. No, it's all good. If you ever hear me have an idea that I never did in the end, just do it. I won't be bothered. I'll be actually proud of the fact that you took the initiative. I'll be like, oh, damn. Because I love it when that happens. I love it. All right. So we've showed you this, right? We've showed you this. It makes cool prompts. Ready? Are you ready? Let's download this one in 720p. Just like all the video generators, the native gen looks best. Guys, this segment's over. The fat lady sung. It's time to move on. Beautiful. Man. She's not that fat. I don't even know why you'd call her fat. She's got a lovely size weight. Look, this is nothing. I was thinking like, you know, I was thinking Mega Mama, you know, but we got respectably actually kind of average sort of size for, you know, if you're an opera singer, like that's, yeah, pretty trim. Is that a corset? I don't know. All right then. Definitely on the larger side, but I think we've all seen larger. So there we go. I do want to share those videos so you can watch them, like, you know, in full quality. I know it's a little bit sketchy with the compression and with the audio not being like fully hooked up. So we'll just slang a few of those over into the Discord video sharing, and then you can check them out in full quality. I don't even know what these are. Oh, crap. I know what this is. Ugh. Ugh. It's disgusting. It was like the upscaled crap, wasn't it? Ugh, that was horrible. I need a palate cleanser. So there it is. A couple of VEOs using the prompt engine. And with that, it's coffee time. Checking the comments. They even make it legal. Yeah, true, true. Too true, too true. Can't believe it. 9 o'clock already. Somehow. Ah, computer's up to date. Okay. Okay. Can't believe that first week of June went so fast. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, in the next segment, couple things. Vibe coding. Are we going to have a go at doing this API? And then, you know, depends how long it takes, I guess, if it works and everything else. Might have to go and look for some documentation. It's a cool task if you've never done it before. Also, I want to get that diffusion. Gemini diffusion. Now, don't get the wrong idea, guys. Gemini diffusion doesn't make images, unfortunately. But it is fast, which is nice. Now, I don't know even when it's going to come out. I think it's a bit of an experiment right now. Okay. And we're not back. Here we go. We're back. So then, something which is currently like a lab test or something. They let me in. I don't know why they let me in, but they let me in. Gemini diffusion. It's like in Dragon Ball Z, you know, they put their fingers together and they become Gotenks or something, right? So let's try a new thing. Well, if it's not pictures, what does it diffuse? I know. See, I wish they'd still show the diffusion process on the screen because it was very cool to watch. Gemini diffusion. The performance of flashlight at 5 times the speed. Tell me about Fibonacci. Look at him go. Did you see that? Did you see that, guys? Did you see it? If you blink, you missed it. Did you see it? Here, let me show you again. I'll show you again. Here, let me show you again. Can't I have another tab, please? I feel like I just... Right, let's do competitive programming. 3, 2, 1, go. Ding, ding, we're done. Can you see? Did you see that? It's insane, right? It blows my mind every time. Totally. I think it actually is using softmax. I think it uses softmax, but I don't know. I'm not really up to date. There's so many different things they do. Hang on, let me ask him. Does Gemini diffusion use softmax? He'd be like, no, you pleb. My architecture is based on the transformer model, which utilizes the softmax function in its output layer to determine probability distribution over the next word. Yeah, I'm right, it uses softmax. I was like, this uses softmax. Because I read the paper. It's not really like a guess. I know it does. But it's fun though. So yeah. Do you use softmax function in your output layer? Tell me more. Tell me more about the softmax function. Like I am 5 years old. That's usually a great one. Come on then. Boom. Okay. Imagine you have a bunch of toys, a car, a ball, and a teddy bear. You want to figure out how much you like each toy. Maybe you give them scores. The car gets 3 points, naturally. The ball only gets 1, and the teddy gets 2. So, if you want to turn these scores into percentages or probabilities, they all add up to 100%. Softmax is a magic machine that does this. It adds up the scores 6 points, divides each score by the total score, which gives you those fractions, 0.5, 0.166, 0.333, turns them into percentages, 50, 16.6, 33.3, and checks if they add up to 100%. So, if the softmax function takes some numbers, like toy scores, and turns them into percentages, or probabilities, that always add up to 100%. The toy with the highest score will get the biggest percentage. It's like saying, I like the car half the time, the ball 16.6% of the time, I don't know who says that, and the teddy bear a third of the time. And that's why it's so fast, guys. Hang on. Make it simpler and explain why so fast. What? He's doing the same thing. This is off the new album. It's particularly funky. If you want to figure out what percentage of the total ice cream each friend gets and you want to add it up to 100%, softmax is the way to do it. And it does the exact same thing that we just talked about. Why is it fast? Because it's just basic math. It's adding, dividing, and multiplying. Computers are really good at doing that, so it's super fast. There you go, guys. That's why Gemini diffusion is super fast. The longest part of content generation will be one of planning and type the prompt. Well, I agree with you, Zeus, to a point. But if you don't have an idea in the first place, you're never going to write the prompt. If you don't even have the initiative, you're never going to write the prompt. Do you know what I mean? What is it called? It can't be all things to all people. Yeah? Like, some people will be motivated to take initiative and plan some grand thing, whether that be a blog post or a website or whatever. And, you know, not everybody does that, whether for a time or they've got other things to do, prioritization, whatever. And so I think it's always like a fractal, you know what I mean? There's always going to be a certain amount of people who are creative. There's going to be a certain amount of people who have time to be creative. You know, and it's just like it's like a reducing formula all the way down. It's turtles all the way down, my guys. So that's where I think we're at. But I wanted to show this to you because it's super cool. All right, like, it's very basic right now. This is like, I think you can get in if you like opt in to DeepMind. But I'm super impressed with how quick it is. Let's go again. Okay, Planet Tacto. Okay. I'll give it an actual thing, okay? We can create an HTML5 and Tailwind. I love just saying and Tailwind CSS all the time now. Why not? Tailwind CSS, HTML%. Nice. Any percent web tutorials. We can create HTML5 and Tailwind CSS fully working Pong game. Let's go. I want to play Pong. He doesn't do Tailwind. Okay, don't use Tailwind then. You don't really need it. He's like, all right, here you go. I've written it. Here's your game. Whoa. How do I move the thing? Oh, yes. Oh, there's no... Wait, can I play with myself? That's sad. I can. Okay, right, I can... Crap. Right. Okay, so Gemini just made that in like seconds. He was like, oh, make me Pong. And now I'm playing Pong with myself because I have no friends. No, I got you guys. I'll be alright. But yeah, I hope you can see... Oh, wow, that's... There we go, just put it in the corner. Oh, it's getting cocky. Wait, you can't fail? How did that? I think I just glitched the game out. Oh, yeah, there, it did it again. The ball bounced behind the paddle. Wait a minute. What? Okay, so, yeah, there's a way to, like, scoop the ball. Okay, so anyway, like I say, I mean, there it is. It did it. It made solo Pong. Hang on, I got a better idea. I need an AI player to play me. Give random names to increasing levels of difficulty. Difficulty. So we play a Mortal Kombat tournament. I'm not going to put the finishing the finishing moves in yet, guys. I'll do that later. Whoa! I'm not even playing, and he's beating my ass. I got my cursor in the wrong place. Quick! I'm getting beat. Come on! Ugh. Just typing W in the chat. No, that's the wrong W. Yeah, he's too good. I don't think you can ever beat him. Trying to trick shot him, but it doesn't work. He's too good. Is this easy? Bruh. Imagine that, professional Pong. I play professional Pong. It's the smartest Pong. He can't ever miss. See, I need to program him to actually miss, because this isn't hard. He'll never miss. Oh no. So I can only lose. Oh, I love the name. What's his name? Shang Tsung. I'm playing Shang Tsung. So we need to have a scorpion. You know, we need to do get over here and pull his paddle across the other side of the screen, rip its spine out. We're doing Pong for the AI generation, guys. And if I win, like, if I get like a chain, I can unlock like a battlefield nuke. I need to be able to like put spin on it or something. I need something to screw him over. Maybe like it gets faster. Oh, that was pretty nice. Little curveball there. But you're not here to watch me play AI Ping. So obviously we're going to save it. Wait, I know there's a different way to save it. Is that it? It's this. HTML. Isn't there like a save button? I swear there is. Code. Okay, so it's primitive, guys. What are you gonna do? I guess I'll just paste it over here for later. We'll call it Pong. Pong.html and leave it in my tools folder loose. That'll do. But yeah, like I said, this is coming. It's super cool. Can't wait to see where it goes. Super fast. I hope you all can agree. So yeah, that covers that. And that is a nice little aside. We've already had the fat lady sing on that one. Let's see. No. So let us now take a look at the development. Not that. That's later, if ever. Yeah, it's VO Angel time. So I'm going to need a new window. And we're going to go for open folder. Head down to tools. And we're going to make this one VEO3 freaking angel. Open it up. Try not to break it. Immediately go into that folder because chaos. He's so good at local pathing, you know. He's almost too good at it. I had Claude get into an endless set location loop last night in PowerShell. He was just like, set location. It goes back to root. Goes one folder up. Set location. And he just was going round and round in circles. It was crazy. And it was all because I was in a folder below where everything was. If I just got into that folder from there, it'd be no problem. So he's got like a bit of an issue with, wait, are we in the folder I need to work in, or are we in a folder which contains a folder which everything needs to work in? And I find that really funny because that's a common human problem. You upload files to the folder, not inside the folder or something like that. Anyway, it's just a common human problem and he seems to do it too. I was wondering, if you train an AI on enough human mistakes, will the AI actually make those mistakes? Will he learn to make those mistakes too? Thing to think about. So here it is. We've got our super cool thing which we were just showing off earlier, the prompt enhancer. So let's take a little dive in, shall we? So obviously we're going to need to like just make sure that it actually builds and everything. So npm install error. Do I have to come back to this or something? Ah, there you go. Get loads of warnings. Not too bothered about it. I've actually fixed all of these warnings. Like, some of them, it's just literally you have to change the version number. Like, obviously, it says right here, glob. So you have to change it to version 9. In-flight actually is LRU cache. You can find MD documents to fix all of this stuff. But to be honest, if it's just a warning, I just leave it alone nowadays. No, stop it. Okay. Like, obviously, if perfection is your thing, you want to actually, like, you know, go through each of these, right? Because all it is just like, oh, it wants version 2, it wants version 9, in-flight's deprecated, use LRU cache. But sometimes there's more work than just changing the version number. So I would do the version numbers first because they're easy wins. Like Boolean no longer supported. I don't even know. Sometimes they're now just part of the code base, so you don't actually need to pull them in anymore because you have a higher node version or something. But I don't want to, you know, it's not the same for everything. You have to just find out. Alright, so we've done our npm install. Oh, this is going to be fun. I need to put my key in here. Right. No, I don't. But what I'll show you, though, here we go. npm, this is actually good, actually. Yeah, this is where we'll start. So if I say npm, what the? Keyboard, please. npm run dev is what we're going to run. And it should fail because I don't have an API key. So let's see what it does. Yep, there you go. Error. API key is required. So what I need to do is I need to give it immediately, like right now, because that's crap. You install the app. Think about the out-of-box experience. You download the program, you install the program, you run it, because it even says run it when you the installer is default run it. So then it just, do you know what I mean? Oh, what's this? Isn't what they are using to make game IA to be like imperfect or miss under certain situations? Yes. If I grasp what you're asking, I bet you. Yes, it is. You have to make... So in other words, like, those AIs, the one that I was playing, that's the genius level, hardcore AI. And then you would make dumber AIs with slower reaction speeds, slower paddle movement speeds. So yeah, the easy mode is basically a kneecapped AI that can't really play the game. But then you feel like you're winning. And then as you get through the game, obviously it gets more and more better until it's like, now this is just impossible. Because when you think about it, right, it knows where the ball is all the time. So it can't miss. It can't miss. Especially if there's no limit on his paddle speed and reaction time and things like that. So you have to nerf the AI. To be honest, AI cheats a lot. Because obviously, like, how do you get an AI to go and find a player in a map? You have to give the AI the location. More modern games will use actual sound detection and line of sight with ray scan and things like that. Ray scan? Hit scan or ray trace. Same thing. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. So obviously it don't work. So now I'm going to come at him like this is a problem. You know what I mean? I'm going to say, oh, I've noticed that. I have noticed that when our app opens for the first time, it crashes with the error shown in the console. This is because after first install, there is no .env created, and there is no fallback allowing the app to start, and simply notify the user to add the API key to the .env file like this, and then I'm just going to copy it straight from here, right? We can, and so now I've just fully loaded it with context, so we can improve the app by adding this functionality which prevents the first time run. Because that to me is like a major breaking problem, you know. If someone downloads it, how do they know that? You know, making a .env file, it shouldn't stop it from opening. It should just open and go, oh, this won't work until you do this. And then they can just put the file there and restart, which is easy. You know what I mean? That's fine. I don't mind that. Like, ideally, we want a manager that's going to write the file for us when we put our key into a field. Because this isn't online. This is all completely on your computer. So it's anything you put into it is secure. It's not being sent anywhere. So all you have to do, like I say, you put your key in, and it's going to save a local file on your machine, which it can then read. And the beauty of that is, we could have, once you've set that up, it's not just Anthropic, is it? It could be Replicate, it could be Fal AI. And I'm thinking, you know, so you've got this cool prompt thing. We've already made something that can make the video. So imagine there's just a button, make the video. You know what I mean? There's just a button there, make the video. So then it goes from being a prompt enhancer to also being a video generation client. So the only reason I haven't done that is because I want a better way to track the videos that have been made. Because at the moment, you get a video back and it's kind of sketchy. You know, you get the video back, it all works, but it's like, then what? You need a gallery with all your generations in, you know what I mean? It needs to be more organized. So it's funny as hell. We're like doing a speed run on a web UI development, but with VEO3 for fun. So there it is. So what's he going to do? Let's check out his plan, everyone. So current error, main.js starts the server, calls initialize server, prompt processor initialize Anthropic, Anthropic constructor throws an error if the key is missing, and then the server crashes, which is dumb and stupid, and we're going to fix that. Modify it to allow initialization. Add configuration required state that doesn't crash. Yep. Update prompt, because remember, this was a one-shot app, so of course there's going to be some little loose ends that we have to tie up like this. But it was fully functional. Now we're just making it better. So we're going to go for version 2, you know. Ensure server starts successfully without the API key. Now, user-friendly notification. Create a configuration check endpoint. That's a little bit sketchy. I don't know. That might be over-engineering right there. Red flag on that one, but... Prominent notification. Provide clear instructions. Do you know what? I'm thinking, instead of the notification, it should just be a pop-up which just says enter your key, and then it does it. We're going to modify phase 2. This is what I'm talking about with the planning phase, guys. So yeah, modify phase 2 so that the notification pops up with a text entry field and submit button. This text entry field is asking for the Anthropic API key, which is entered in plain text, and we can use that to assemble the first line. We can use that to create the thing, yeah? To create the .env, what was it? The .env file. Saving to the app root with the user entered API key correctly being used. Like, why not? Why not just ask him, here, enter the key, click yes, done. Suggest restarting the app to ensure the new key is in use. Yeah, that seems fair, right? Okay. Boom. Okay, phase 2, interactive configuration model. Create a configuration model dialog that appears when the API key is missing. API key configuration required. To explain, it's the API key. Ooh, see, the next thing is, of course, you actually need a drop-down menu. Anthropic or Open Router or, yeah. Because I do want to do that. That's one thing I want to do, is get the Anthropic key in there. Not the Anthropic, the Open Router key, because it gives you a much, much wider access of models, and there are free models on there too. So it's like your one-stop shop, really. Yeah, type equals password, so it hides what they're putting in. That's nice. So then you can do it live on stream or whatever. It's not going to expose you. I think we'll leave it dedicated to Anthropic for this bit. Yeah. Yeah, because this is already a big upgrade, which is, yeah, we can build on this. Okay. Alright, so check the thing. If exists, only update the EN this line. Yeah, perfect. That is perfecto. So what else did he want to do? He wanted to also do runtime configuration. Retry mechanism, so you don't have to restart. I don't care about that, but yeah, cool. Non-blocking initialization. pending state rather than failing. Oh, right, so it won't just crash. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, we'll go for it. This isn't even the big thing yet. Ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-da-bum. The insects are back. I need to get my fishnet with a UV light behind it again. So, and a fan. That's the important part. So I think that what we need to do here is have a little look-see, do a little bit of research for the openrouter.ai documentation. Man, what is this? Don't show continue with these tabs. What the? Did my internet just go down? Hello? 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 Oh, I didn't type the address right. Yeah, thanks. Some of the stuff. Oh my goodness. There's a new Gemini 2.5 preview on OpenRouter I just noticed. Crazy. That just came out. Created on June the 5th. So it's a couple days old. Thinking capabilities. Superior human preference alignment. First place positioning on the LM Arena leaderboard. Interesting. And everything you can, yeah. Doesn't look like it's been out very long, but yeah, sure. So anyway, documents, please. So how can I TypeScript or Python? We're not using either things. I mean, I suppose TypeScript is going to be the closest. Oof. Oof. Use the OpenRouter directly. Shell. Curl. Okay. API supports streaming. Ooh, so we get like the text coming back like OpenRouter API supports streaming for any model. That's cool. That'd be a cool little project. So TypeScript or Python. Well, when this is done, I'll back it up and then I'll literally just ask him. I'll be like, do you want Python or TypeScript, my guy? Because the thing is, if it's written in Electron, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Shall we ask Claude? Let's ask Claude. My app is written in Node.js and Tailwind CSS. Built with Electron. Should we use Python or TypeScript? To implement a new API. I love it. Magic. He'll say, no, you can't use either. And also, what's Python? Given your existing stack, Node and Electron, TypeScript would be best. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Because to my knowledge, you can't do Python in... It has to be converted, you know? Like, you convert the logic, basically. So it's not... but if it can run TypeScript, it should be okay. So that's cool. We'll give him the TypeScript example. So while he's working, I'm just going to... Actually, I don't want to interrupt him. We'll add it in a minute. CSS styles. NPM start all. Okay. Allow. Oh, oh, ho, ho, ho. Hey, hey, hey. Right, let's give him a key, shall we? I've got one somewhere. There it is. Save and test. Haha, yeah, restart. Please manually restart. Okay, all right. And then you go into plan mode. I don't want him to go nuts. Okay, GPU process exited unexpectedly. I don't know. I saw that error and I thought it was just my laptop, but I'm on the 4090 right now, so now that's a little bit more concerning. I don't know why it keeps saying that. I'm guessing that we're just using CPU, but that's fine, because I wasn't trying to use CUDA anyway. But it's just a bit weird to see the error there. But anyway, let's give it a test. So it's working now. I'm going to say a woman walking at the beach. Let's see what we can milk out of something like that. All right. And then we're going to copy our TypeScript example in. Oh, look. Yeah. Remember what I said? You can see exactly what it's actually being sent and what it's, you know. You can see all of this stuff. You get the logs for the API, which is nice. Here we go. Just beach is too vague. Needs details about time of day, type of beach, rocky, sandy, waves, condition, presence. So you know my unified narrative operator? This agent is basically doing something similar by providing the most likely context, which would be appropriate for the context of what it's presented with. So that gives me a young woman in a flowing white linen dress walks barefoot along a pristine beach at golden hour. Her long dark hair catches the warm breeze as she moves gracefully through the frame. The camera follows her in a smooth tracking shot, maintaining a medium-wide perspective that captures both her figure and the expansive oceanscape. And so on. I don't think she says anything. I think it's just an atmospheric type thing. But it even gives suggestions of like, oh, do you want me to add a dolly? Do you want me to add an aerial drone shot with footprints in the sand? That's smart, because you don't need the same woman in the shot. And you see, that's smart. Because a lot of the time, you know, you're trying to extend the scene. You can extend the scene without having the person in the shot. And that's a great example. Aerial drone shot showing pattern of footprints in the sand. You could put that before or after the clip with the woman, and then you don't have to worry about consistency. Well, you do if it's not a beach anymore, but I think, you know, it's generic enough of a setting that you'll get away with it. Okay. You can also do like the waves lapping with the sun reflecting. There's loads of extra scenes that go around that shot. But anyway, this works. This works. So this is a good update. Good update so far, right? Let me just check it hasn't like yeah, it hasn't added anything there. I just wanted to check. So tools. I wonder, do we actually have a settings menu now? No, we do not. Okay, close it. Cool. Right, I just wanted to save that because that was a success. Success. So I'm just going to do a quick zip. Hopefully it's not like... It might be that it's too big. Yeah, it's too big, isn't it? I think it'll be okay. Sometimes there's actually quite a lot in there, you know. But I just want to... like a version 1.5 backup before I carry on, because the next part is doing this bit. So literally, this is a big thing, right? All of these places, they provide you with code snippets, and even if you're in a different language, it can most likely use the logic in some way, right? But what I'm finding is they're beginning to provide. I know this is obviously an AI friendly platform, right? But they really do make an effort to give you the code And if you don't know how to implement it, well, look, we're not going. What's this? To implement stream cancellation. Oh. Streaming requests can be cancelled by aborting the connection. Cancellation only works for... Oh, it doesn't work for everything anyway. Do you know what? I'm not trying to save, like, micro dollars. It's a cool feature, but let's keep it simple for the first implementation, right? So for this, obviously, we're going to create ourselves a little resource file. So I'm going to call this one open router setup.md. Okay, and it's going to contain the thing first of all, right? But then we're also oh wait, bro, see what I mean? They're giving us the buttons. They're giving us the buttons now. Love it. Now, what do I need to do? I want to get rid of the stream cancellation bit because I don't... Do you know what? Whatever. Let him have it. Let him have it. He'll probably implement it without me asking. It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to keep it simple, but I've just realised we don't even know what simple means anymore. So I need to just do the thing, which is creating the reference and then in the prompt saying, read this. We can. Okay. That's what we're going to do. New chat. So I'll say read at open router setup, which describes how to build a TypeScript based API connector for use with LLM models like as an alternative to the existing Anthropic API mode we currently are using. I think I'm actually missing some information here, guys. Let me go back. Overview, API reference requests. Yeah, do you know what we are missing information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say open router setup. That's not open router setup, is it? That's streaming. So let's just get our together, right? This is open router streaming. And then this one is open router overview.md. Yeah, it's not even an MD, but it's fine. It's good enough. And then authentication using an API key. TypeScript bearer token. That's the one. That's fine, I don't need to talk about that. Parameters, key temperature thing. Yeah, we'll include. It's hard, isn't it? It's like, do you include it all? Yeah, just put it at the bottom. Okay. No, wait, no. Don't be lazy, Johnson. It's open router parameters. No shortcuts. Okay. Quick start. Yeah. Copy. I'm going to make him read these in order. Let's see. New. Open router dash quickstart.md. The joke is I could probably told him to just go and search the... Go and find me the thing and do the thing. But I wanted to show you the logic behind what we're trying to do. Okay. So let's go back to our prompt and do this properly, shall we? So read I'm going to type the whole thing because of the capital O, yeah. Read Open Router Quick Start, which describes the quick start approach for integrating the Open Router API, which will act as the first alternative node, the first alternative to the current Anthropic API used by the app. Okay. Next. Bloody hell, I can't see the name of them all. There we go. Overview. Read app open overview, which includes more information as required for using TypeScript. I love it. Just continuously saying the same thing again. Using TypeScript to access the API, Open Router API. Next, you guessed it, read app Open Router again. Open Router parameters, which documents available parameters in the Open Router API, and then read finally Open Router streaming, which explains how we can implement real-time token streaming instead of waiting for the whole response to arrive at once. Okay, so once he's done all that, these documents together provide example logic and detailed information which describes how to build a TypeScript-based API connector. Open Router API connector for use of LLM models as an alternative to the existing one we're using. Okay, we will need to create a settings menu which allows the entry of new API keys. There should be using equals password as a type to hide the entered characters. Makes little stars, you know what I mean? We will need to create a setting menu, settings menu, which allows the entry of new API keys. For now, there will be entries for Anthropic and Open Router. What was it? Currently, the Anthropic option, what was it? The Anthropic API key is written to the .env file. We can use the same file or create another file following whatever is recommended by Open Router. Whichever is easiest, basically. Do you know what I mean? Now there's also going to need to be like a model selection dialogue and stuff. So there's actually a lot of stuff that comes into this, and it's sort of like, oh, do you get that for free? Yes. I think you do get to just choose, but it's sort of like, when I did it, let's see, when I did it as a custom node, it just automatically, like with Olama anyway, with Olama it just automatically was the models that were on my machine. You know, the list was populated from those models. But with Open Router it's a bit different, you know. Do they actually send you all of their models as a drop down as part of the thing? Do you get like a modal for free? Or do you have to implement it yourself? Try reading the document, Johnson. Maybe you'd know something. That's all right. We'll get this guy to do it all, yeah? Let's go. So obviously I'm trying to get him to give me a Open Router interface rather than... Because building Anthropic was easy. Because he knows what... You know, I'm using Sonnet 4, so he can build Anthropic APIs. No problem. They were very sure to train that. But when we're talking about Open Router, I mean, you can get Sonnet 4 on there, but you can also get all these other ones. So this would be advantageous, I think. So let's see what he's done here. Hey, have you backed up the app yet? You lazy bugger. Yeah, look, it's waiting for me to name it. V1.5.0. Oh. What do we got? Wow. So Anthropic service, handling AI, all AI interactions. API routes that interface with the Anthropic service. So there is a fair chance we could break this, because we are literally scooping out its brain and saying, do you want another one? You know? Settings API, settings UI, API management, saves to env, Open Router service creation. Follows the same pattern, so we get an Open Router JS, implement OpenAI SDK compatible, add streaming support for real-time token delivery, include fallback model selection, support for the 10 category framework. Wait a minute. I get worried when it says stuff like that, because that's about making prompts, and I'm like, are you infected with something? Should I start worrying you're about to go crazy? Provider management system. Handle multiple providers so you can choose between Anthropic and Open Router. Enhanced settings. Provider selection. API selection. Model selection. Yep. This is great. Real-time status. API storage strategy. Continue using env, put Open Router key alongside. Yeah. That's great. See, I was worried that there was going to be like some fancy way of doing it, so I wanted to give him wiggle room to just make a different file if that was the case. But nope, we just add a different key line to the same file. We're happy days. Add WebSocket server sent for real-time streaming. Oh, bloody hell, yeah, that's going to be fun. Right, updated API routes. Oh wow, we've got some new endpoints. Default to users preferred provider, auto fallback, maintain service. Yeah. All right, mate. Maintain service quality. That's like yeah, that's speech. That is. Maintain compatibility with existing non-streaming flow. Is that if it okay. Oh, because some models don't actually have it. Yeah. Extend existing settings modal. I'm worried about that because there is no settings modal right now. You click the button, nothing happens. So I'm a little bit worried that it's going to make me duff. I've had that happen before. Add provider status indicators in header. Implement real-time feedback during streaming. You don't really need it, but okay, nice. It doesn't affect the existing setup. Also, I should mention, the app will support both streaming and non-streaming modes, letting users choose. Okay. Let's go. This is like goal number 1. And I was actually 10 minutes late, so technically I've still got 12 minutes. But what was the other thing we were going to do now? I've forgotten what the other thing was now. Oh yeah. Olama. Olama. I suppose we should open Olama just in case. We might have time to actually implement that. Because I can get a key for this and set this up, no problem. That's not going to be an issue. In case you're wondering, the videos that have been playing in the top right corner, they're some of the best videos generated with my fine-tuned LoRa's, which you can download on Civet, that were trained in the last week. All of the stuff that you're seeing, it's all fresh models trained on WAN 14B T2V. So if you want to go ahead and pick them up, you can usually run inference on 720p. You could do it over at Replicate. And I have got a web UI that you could just download and use, but it is for my LoRa's. I encourage people to fork my code and put their LoRa's in there, you know? Or whichever one you want to use. It's all in the documentation, you know? You can just give it to an AI and ask him to change it, you know? You'd be surprised, is what I'm saying. I recommend now that you take the first week of a programming course, and then that's all you really need, because they'll teach you all of the stuff that you need in the first week. The rest of it is like actually doing stuff, but the AI will do all that. You need to understand core fundamentals, but if you've got the core fundamentals down, you can just run with it. Of course, I do recommend taking the full programming course, okay? Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, you know, you'd be surprised, is all I'm saying. But you do need the basics. If you don't have the basics, you know, it's like spitting in the wind, you know, if you don't even know what you're doing. I mean, you actually would be, I think you'd be surprised, especially making HTML-based stuff, because it just runs in a browser. You don't really need like a special environment or anything like that. But, you know. Computer just got quiet. We're back. Oh, it's another track off the new album. Cool. Probably like super quiet on the show though. I think I hear it louder than you guys. Artificial Development Labs says, an intelligent enough AI can teach you the basics of programming. That's actually very true. It's very true. But I'm a fan of, see, there's one thing that gets me artificial, which is that so many people nowadays, their education came from shorts. And so they're missing like some fundamental thing which really caps them at the knee. It just breaks their knees, you know? And so I keep saying, like, you'd be surprised, like, and it doesn't mean not just programming, anything really, but certainly for use with LLMs, like, and yeah, you're not wrong, you can get the AI to teach you programming, but I'm just saying, like, regardless of how you get it, you need to have that core fundamentals to understand, like, what is an if statement, what's a, you know what I mean, like, what's a branch, how does that work? Yeah. Just the basics. What's an integer? If you don't even know what an integer is, I mean, you could argue you never really need to know, but Yeah, true. The name Shorts is kind of suggests it is too short. Yeah, it's true. It's like, how much can you really learn in 60 seconds? The answer is a lot, but most of it gets left out. There's no room, there's no time for nuance. There's no time for exception. So you kind of learn with a strange skill set. Zeus194 says the devil is in the details. Artificial says yes, they also need the basics for GitHub, Visual Studio. Yeah, just even basic practice, like every time you change it, save it. Every time you hit a landmark, back it up. Just put it in a zip file and put it somewhere else. That's all you need to do. And then when things, you know, when stuff hits the fan, you can restore. I know a lot of the programs have it built in, but what do you do when that doesn't? What do you do when it didn't work? Well, you're actually fine if you do it manually. I'm like a big fan of automation. Ooh, we're installing OpenAI version 4.20, guys. The memes are strong with this one. We installed OpenAI 4.20. Is that actually the version? I bet it's not. It can't be. But yeah, the basics. And that's why I said, like, go and get a basic programming course. Because the basic programming courses, all they do is teach you all that stuff. They're like, this is GitHub. This is VS Code. Stuff like that. And tinkering. Get a server, try to set up a website. Get a server, try to set up Node on it. Yeah. Get yourself a Linux virtual server on your computer. Practice. Mess around with it. Break it. Fix it. Alright, let's see. Come on, I want to see this. Has he just done it in one shot? Oh. It says, please configure. Wait, but... hang on, where's the app though? Oh no. You numpty, there's no fallback. Look, open router key not found. It didn't crash, but it didn't start the UI either. Ew, sausage. Ew, sausage. Claude! What have you done? It's actually fine, I'm just being dramatic. So... lol. Okay, right. Cancel. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Nope, stop. He failed. We need to ensure that the fallback. Oh, wait. We need to ensure that if the user has not yet set the key, the API key, we can prevent the launching of the application. No. Prevent the blocking. Prevent blocking launch of the application by adding fallback. Logic in the same way. No, wait. Adding fallback mirroring. No. What was it? By prompting the user for the API key. In the same way? No. Following the logic used in the anthropic key method. Right. Open router key. Okay. Yeah. That's a shame because it actually looked like it was going to work. There were no other errors. The only thing was, it was like, ugh, you haven't added the thing. Well, actually, wait a minute. Let me just double check that. I think I just realised something. I think I'm an idiot. I haven't built the EXE yet, so I should be able to get to it in the web page. A dirt? Hey! Okay, so we're in business. But the problem is that... Oh! I thought that was going to be it. 2 hours later, and it gives away my key, but no, he didn't do it. It's fine. So we've got Anthropic, and then we've got Open Router. Right, okay, now I need an Open Router key. Oh yeah, we can't drag that. Right, so here it is. Right, give me a second, guys. It's time to test the Open Router version. Okay, I need a key, baby. Give me a key. I need a key. For VEO3 Angel. Okay, credit limit. None. Unlimited. Open Router. Paste. And test. Configured. We'll go for Sonnet 4. Nope, Sonnet 4 is not an option. All you get is 3.5. Whack, whack. Hey! Where's all the models? Test all providers. Open route. Oh! Did it give the key out over here? I'm waiting for it to leak my key now. That's like what this whole stream has turned into. So we'll say Open Router. We've changed the Open Router. Enable fallback. Enable real-time streaming. Test providers. Test providers successful. Cool. Close it. Okay. So I had to do it over there because I was doing keys, ladies and gents. We're testing the web version to see if this is now working. I think it is. I think we did it. So if I say an old man wearing an old jacket in front of an old house in an old town. Yeah. I mean, I could have talked about his old face in an old place, but we're just having fun. So I'll say use this. Crash. I'm waiting for the crash and it hasn't come for a couple of days. I'm starting to get like crash sick, you know? I'm like, I used to remember a time when software would crash and it was usually my fault for like putting a comma here or a semicolon there, or maybe I missed a bracket once or twice, you know. Now I don't know, man. I'm pining for the bugs. Like, there just aren't any bugs. It just worked. It just worked, didn't it? Yep, it just worked. No, look, it's trying to give out my... Look, no. Stop trying to give away my key, bloody AI. So here we go. A weathered Italian grandfather in his late 70s stands thoughtfully in front of centuries-old stone villa wearing a well-worn brown leather jacket with patched elbows and brass buttons to catch the late afternoon sun. There it is. It worked. And he says in Italian, 50 years ago everything was different. Wow. Poignant. It actually, and he says it in Italian. What's that? Cinquantani, everyone. Tutto era diverso. I don't know. I don't speak Italian. Sorry. But yeah, 50 years ago, everything was different. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. So, I mean, it works. We did it. Just like that. Well, before like building it and everything, let's just give it another backup, right? So let's call this 1.6. Yeah. What? Oh, I need to shut it first. Yeah. All right. That's my bad. Need to shut it first. Yeah, shut it first. Thank you. Cool. It's shut. And I was wrong, so this prompt's nonsense. Don't send it. Right. And right click, compress, zip. And this will be the 1.6 version. Because I'm thinking I've got maybe. I think I've got time. I'm going to try and implement Olama. Stretch goals, guys. We're doing overtime. Stretch goals. Let's go. V1.7.0. It's not typing. I love it when it doesn't type. There. Come on. V1.7.0. Not 7, 6. This one's 0.6. Alright. Right, so I guess we just do the exact same thing because it's working. So now I can only break it, guys. Okay, we're going to go Olama. We're going to go documentation for Olama. Docs, Llama docs. Llama blog. No. Docs. GitHub. Meh. Don't they have like documentation? Wrong website. Wrong browser entirely. Come on, mate. Get it together. Here we go. Oh, llama. So it's weird. We've only got like what? Do I have to go to the... No, I'm sure it's the GitHub. Deployments, contributors, releases, manual instructions, Docker image, Olama Python, Olama JS. I reckon it's that one. I reckon it's Olama JS. But let's see if they've included any cool stuff in here for us. CLI, pull a model, copy a model, blah, 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 blah. Developer guide. Serve, run, rest, generate a response, chat with it. API documentation. Yeah. Look. See how many people have already done what we're doing? Like, do you think it's possible, guys? I think it's possible, guys. I think it's very possible. I just need to find the info. So what's this? Olama JS. This is the easiest way to integrate with your JavaScript project. Response streaming can be enabled. Looks familiar. I think I'm in the right place. Olama REST API. Chat request. Okay, next page. Development. This is getting a bit too far. We don't need to go this far. This is like actually building Olama again. No. You know, we're doing LoRa apps, not checkpoint training. I'll put it in our language. So API endpoints, generate, create. Does this have anything? List running models. Version. Generate an embedding. Model file. List running. Oh, that's running models. Overtime right after Sunday chill. Yeah, hell yeah. Got to get it done. So, list local models. Show model information. Generate a completion. Generate a chat completion. I think it's going to be something like... this. And it's going to be something like this. No, I can't do that. Restart to update. Okay. Guess what, guys? We've been saved by the bell. Olama wants to update. And it probably, yeah, it's going to take forever. I can't even click on it. What's going on here? Right, get everything else out of the way. I can't even read it. It's preparing to install Olama. Okay, I don't know how long that's going to take. It's going to block me. I can't even test what's happening. Yeah, look, check it out. We're installing Kublas. Who knows how many CUDA drivers there are coming down the line. So I think this is actually a good place to call it because it's stable. I can take this build home and build it with OpenRouter, and then the next version will have the Olama. Maybe I have time to do it tonight. I got a bunch of other stuff to get done tonight. So, but do you know what the funny thing is? I used to reward myself with computer games. You know, at the end of a long day, I'd play some games. Now I reward myself with more crazy project time. Like, oh, great, I finished that job I needed to do. Right, time to develop more crazy vibe crap. I shouldn't say crap because it's diminishing. These tools are legitimately useful. Anyway, so like I say, blah, 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 blah. There's going to be an update for so that you don't have to use Anthropic. You can use OpenRouter. I will have to give it another few prompts, though, because he seems like he's obsessed with, what's it called? He's obsessed with using Sonnet. He doesn't have Sonnet 4 and stuff. So I need to figure that out. Hello, Dominic. I will see you in 72 hours, 100%. But for everybody else watching the show tonight, thank you so much for dropping in. If you missed the start of the show, we do front load the show with a bunch of interesting stuff like updates from the last 24 hours, recently trained models, and output demos. A couple of workflows and things I think usually we get off in that first sort of half hour. But today we've been working on adapting my new project, which is called VEO3 Angel, which is a desktop client for Windows. And it runs on Anthropic, and today we adapted that system. We fixed a few bugs, and then we adapted this to use OpenRouter instead. I showed the full process from start to finish. Anybody repeating that can easily do the same. Tomorrow I hope to figure out and show off the Olama integration, so then now you can run the tool for free. Ain't that great? Alright guys, I will be back tomorrow at 8 PM GMT. Thank you to everybody who was new that came along tonight. Please drop a like on the stream, and I'll see you tomorrow.